Television, and we're bringing you this special coverage of the candlelight vigil organized by the Creative Art Agency, and it's happening live at the Black Star Square. We have our reporters on the ground to give you updates on what is happening now at the Black Star Square. My name is Kwame Dazi, and I'm here with my special guests, two of them. Let me introduce Nana Edu, who is an entertainment pundit, right here with us this evening. Hello, Nana, how are you doing?
I'm fine, Kwame.
All right, and our father is here. Yao Anochi Frimpon. He's a historian and a lawyer. Good evening, sir.
Good evening, sir.
All right, so just a week ago, exactly a week ago, our musician, beloved Daddy Lumba, passed away. And so far, we've seen all the tributes pouring in, all the commentaries on social media everywhere. A week later, the Creative Art Agency and other agencies within the Ministry of Tourism, Culture and Creative Arts have come together to put together this particular vigil, which is to honor Daddy Lumba, and it is happening now as we speak. Now, let's talk about vigils in general. Let me start with you, Yao Anochi Frimpon, who is a historian and a lawyer. What is the significance of a vigil for the death of somebody, if we have any cultural history to that? Vigils.
I believe every culture, every society has a time that they remember somebody they wish would have lived forever. And so on such occasions, we stay awake. And staying awake, we call it vigil. Okay. It is in Christianity, like 24th night.
Okay.
Which descends you into 25th
yeah.
December.
Yes.
And then it is in Islam, it is in Ashanti culture, and then the many festivals we have in Ghana.
Okay.
Winiba, Abuachel, all of them, they do this vigil. And in fact, the prelude to all of it is where about a month before the festival, there's always a ban on drumming and dancing to let you know and prepare your mind to something solemn that is going to unfold. So what is happening now?
It's not only with funerals.
Not only with funerals, it's festival. Anybody, as for funerals, we do it for everyone, and everyone who dies. And the reason why we do that is that for us as Africans, and notably Ghanaians, and in this context, the Akans, we have the belief that to be able to cross over to the other side of the world is a very big struggle. That is why when we lay dead people in state, we give them white dress that they have succeeded. So for everyone who dies, young or old, it is like a victory over life.
All right.
And therefore we keep a vigil for you. Outside that, festivals, and for great people, we wish to celebrate forever and ever. And one of them is Lumba.
Awesome. And usually when we have funerals, if it is a 3-day period, let's say Fridays, Saturdays, Sundays. On the Fridays, there is what we call the wakekeeping, so the Saturday. Okay. But with this particular one, the funeral is not yet on, but we're having a vigil. How significant is this particular one?
It is significant. You see, it is like saying somebody like, let's say Nkrumah is dead.
Yes.
But we keep a vigil for him. That is the holiday. This one, the man is dead. You know, he is so alive that we can't wait for a state or a family funeral. So all those who admire him would come together and do something to prove to him that if he were here, or if indeed, as our elders say, the dead really live, then he will participate in it and see the celebration we are giving him and the fact that his loss cannot be replaced. So in very few words, what is happening now is just a way of saying that there is no way the vacuum created can be filled.
All right.
Yes, that's the expression. So it is an expression of anger You know, expression of anger because why should death rob us of a man like this?
Yeah.
That's the anger. At the same time, it is a celebration of life because we want to just imitate him. So that's it. And then thirdly, vigil is like giving glory to God that such a man, you know, you didn't place him in Europe or America or Asia, but he was one of us. I remember a friend of mine, a lady who lost her son. Then I told her that, why don't you thank God that such a beautiful son, it was you, the Almighty gave to. And then immediately he began sitting up again. This is what we are doing, that at least God didn't give Lumba to South Africa, Egypt, or any other country, but to Ghana. Mother Ghana.
There is one feature of vigils, which is the use of candles. What about that? Why candles?
Candle. You see, for us, you know, in the olden days, we were using something called tene, like the palm tree.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
The branches.
Yes.
You know, when they wither, you know, we dry them, cut into pieces, and that's what we were using. Now you can't do that. So that is the conversion, because this one too, we are copying the European style. And theirs has a very good meaning, which we have stolen. You see, when you see the candle, you know, bright as it is, it does not stay there. It goes off eventually. So it is a way of proverbially saying that everybody's life is like the candle. We light and shine. At the end of it all, we disappear like a ship sailing in the night.
Let me come to you, Nanedu. How important is this particular vigil to the celebration of Daddy Lumba's death?
I think it's because of the personality he is. I think when you look at the history of this country, in terms of music, I doubt if there is a personality like Daddy Lumba. Not even the great Osibisa and his band. Not even Daddy Ujentri or Amachidede. Lumba is one person who is across everything music. He's a historian. He speaks a lot about anything Ghanaian. He was one of the few musicians who was able to do everything in terms of music. Love songs, relationship, combined with the love, political song, reggae song, including gospel songs. So it tells you the kind of person he is in our industry. That is why I think he's the most important musician Ghana has ever produced in the history of our entertainment cycle. So I think it's a big thing that is happening to Ghana. That is why since last week, Saturday, 1 week, still Ghanaians are still celebrating Daddy Lumba. So in terms of his personality in this country, Lumba stands tall among all the musicians that we've been able to produce.
And talking about that, one thing about Lumba's songs is the fact that he always narrates them in the first person's voice. And so he owns them. And clearly, most of the songs are about his personal experiences. Even those that are not, he uses the first person's voice to sing about them. And so you listen to him and you really put yourself into the story. And I think that is one thing that has really made him different from the other people. And as we speak now, some performances are ongoing at the Black Star Square, where the vigil is ongoing now. So a choir is performing, the Triumphant Choir Ghana is performing, and so yes, if you are watching as we are bringing to you live coverage of Daddy Lumba's Candlelight Vigil put together by the Creative Art Agency. Now that is what is showing on your screen. Let me come back to you again, Nanedu. When you first heard that the Creative Art Agency was going to do this, how did you feel?
I was happy. I even thought it would be nationwide.
Oh, you thought?
Yes, that was what I was thinking about because of the kind of person that the Lumba is in this country. I thought it would be nationwide. Accra is doing their own, Kumasi will be doing their own, even the northern region, Gwanga Hafo region, everybody will be doing their own. But I think it's stage by stage. So Accra will experience their own today. Maybe as time goes on, the other regions in the country will also experience their own because Lumba, as I say, is a big personality in terms of our music industry and our entertainment industry. So I'm happy a vigil like this is going on for Daddy Lumba. I'm happy for this kind of celebration we are having for him.
All right. So for those of you watching us, we don't want you to miss any of the action. A lot happening already at the Black Star Square. Let's cross over, take a bite of that. We'll be right back. All right, so still right here with us on Joy Prime Television, and we are bringing you live coverage of Candlelight Vigil in honor of Daddy Lumba. This is how Ghana is celebrating Daddy Lumba even before his funeral or his 1 week commemoration, and it's happening at the Black Star Square. Already a lot happening, and if you can see on your screens somebody doing a painting. Yes, when it comes to creative arts, it's not only music or film or dance. We also have those who paint, we have the sculptors, we have the comedians, we have photographers, and a lot more. And so they are displaying their various skills and talents at the vigil, as you can see on your screens now. And so yes, we are bringing you, make sure that you have all the information you need. Go on our social media handles as well, as we post some photos and give you updates as well on those platforms. Now, let me come to you, Lawyer Anochi. Did you also think about the fact that this should have been a national celebration, the vigil?
Yeah, well, I wouldn't want to say it should have been.
Okay.
I wouldn't want to agree to that it is indeed a national celebration. And as my colleague said, I think as Accra is pioneering it, Kumasi should be preparing, secondly Takrade, Ho, and all others, because Lumba stood for everybody. You see, when Lumba immediately passed on, I'm very particular about the accents of people, names of people, and their behaviors. I realized that most of the stations, the ladies who were calling and crying had accents different from the typical Chi accents, with Ewe accents, the Gomba accents, Fante accent, to let you know that whether they came from the Volta region, Bono region, or whatever, they saw the man as their brother. And that is a man, as our brother was saying, who brought the whole nation together. And if I should use this even to answer what you were trying to establish, that, you see, other musicians, you know, create a scene. A very classic example for me is our brother Amachi Dede. He creates a situation whereby we have two lovers. One is far away and one is here, you know, expressing disgust or regret about the absence of his lover. Now, in the case of Lumba, he is not creative in the sense like Amachi Dede. He's a realist. He will never tell you anything imaginative. He will tell you only things he has experienced. And that is what makes him different from all other musicians. And that's the first person narrations that he was always doing. Whatever he tells you is what he has gone through in life,
or sometimes something that he has seen around.
He has seen around.
That is very important.
Otherwise, he will not say it.
And on your screen now is a performance by Reverend Thomas Yoseng, who is the first Vice President of Musica, also a songwriter, a very venerated songwriter at that. He is performing now at the Black Star Square, the Candlelight Vigil for Daddy Lumba. Now let's talk about Daddy Lumba as a person. I'll come back to you, Nanedu, but to you, lawyer. You see how his death has generated some buzz, and it's all over. You've already said that there are some traits about him that set him apart from the other people. What specifically about him? Because I can't even understand. Usually when somebody passes, maybe 3 days, 4 days, the news dies down. It's been a week, and almost every time when you go on social media or you just tune into a radio station, we're still talking about him. What about him has made this particular occasion so special?
The heavens themselves blaze forth the death of princes. This was a statement made many hundreds of years ago. There are so many special things about Daddy Lumba. Very, very special things. The first one is that Daddy Lumba defies change.
Okay.
You know, it's like he defied change. See, we had Ghanaian high life.
Yes.
And then the same Germany that Lumba visited came Boga high life.
Yeah.
But this man sang the unadulterated high life.
True.
And if anybody wants to know the difference, in the case of Boga high life, we try to remove plenty of the words. Because Jodako's high life, Boga high life, see that very few words. And then you rather concentrate on the instruments. In the case of Lumba, he maintains the verbosity associated with high life. And then the very principles of high life, proverbs, you know, and then everyday theme like poverty, like love, nature, you know, wealth, greed among Ghanaians.
Exactly.
So that's number one, that he never subjected himself to change. He was very conservative. And then number two, I said the other day that he tried to break the rules without paying for them.
Oh.
Yeah, for example, in music, and he knows music better than I do, will tell you that in music, you are not supposed to make references to yourself. You are not supposed to especially mention your name in it. No, but Mali and all others you know, and the hymns, you just go say, because your name is the voice that is coming out. In the case of Lumba, he did it and exploited it in a very worse situation. Not only his name, the stage name Lumba, but his real name. And there was a conflict between the two, and whatever he did, he found it very difficult leaving his real name for the stage name. So always Charles Kojo Fosu and then Daddy Lumba. So he was somebody very special. And then thirdly, my brother mentioned it, he tried to protect and preserve the history and culture of the Ashanti people. And then above all else, people are here to know that the one thing with Lumba is that, not here to know, they know, but they are here to know the reason. When somebody like Amachi Dedeji, like A.B. Council, Pat Thomas, they sing, you know, they make sure you would immediately catch every word, understand, and begin to sing with them. Lumba makes sure that there is no way you would understand him immediately. So consciously, he goes zigzag.
So that was intentional.
Intentional.
And you have to listen more.
Yes. So he does. Do you know why? The others are in prose. Prose is like a novel. So the moment you start reading the book, you would understand the end from the beginning. Lumba made his song in poetry. And in poetry, you know, they are arranged in styles, stanzas, you know, and each stanza has something to say that reflects the earlier one. And because a poem is short, it carries a very deep meaning which you would never understand until it takes time for you. And so because he was poetic and others were using prose, that was what made him difficult for people to understand.
Edu, again, I'll come to you. Lawyer, people have also commended Lumba for the depth of his language. You listen to his songs, not only about you not being able to hear what he says, but the language is deep.
The understanding is easy. You see, let me tell you something. A man from his own area, Pat Thomas, was a typical Ashanti man called Nana Amo Mensa, who came to live in the south and therefore sings in Fante. Almost every Ghanaian musician had been deeply influenced by immigration or something else. In the case of Lumba, he was born in a typical Ashanti setup. So let me say rural Ashanti. That's where he was born. So he was not affected by external influences. And then his secondary education, if he had been, in quote, lucky to have been in Prempeh College, Opokuare, Ahmedia, something like that, in Kumasi.
Yeah.
You know, he had been influenced by those from the North, Accra, everywhere.
All right.
He had another rural education, that's Jaben Secondary School. And from there, he didn't move to Kumasi or Accra, he went straight to Germany. So with that, you see that he goes the green. And that's the reason why he comes out with the very unadulterated Ashanti stuff that made him.
All right, so still here, Joy Prime Television, we're bringing you coverage of Daddy Lumba's Candlelight Vigil happening at the Black Star Square now. On your screen, we have some performances going on. Obviously, some of the patrons are singing, they are waving flag and all that, yeah. And that is what is happening there at the moment. Earlier on, we had information that there will be some more performances actually, poetry performances, musical performances, among others, at the Black Star Square. And we're here to give you all that and more.
And we will say that you are good and not a miracles. You brought us joy. For we are changed, and all the hope we have, we're praising you right now. We declare as we love you. Oh, we everlasting. God bless you. God bless you. There is a journey we all shall embark on when the night sets its shadow upon us. Ejakwejo, the night has cast its shadow upon him, and solemnly there he goes. Owam keziaba wakabemwa. Owam keziaba wakabemwa. Into wame wakabemwo. Then the night came in the day when the sun was up high in the skies and stabbed our joy in the hearts and raised the tent of mourners in the sacred parts of our land. Alas, here Nisha weeps, a land in the griefs of never-ending sorrows. My people, upon our household, a deep dark night of cloud, and our land in the grips of never-ending tears. Kwejo Fosu, son of Monday, they say he could not ferry across Sunday to his day. They say his son has set, and quietly down the aisle he treads across the last rivers onward to take his sacred place among the ancestors. Oh, Ankwanuma, there he sojourns in the lowling isle. Deep, 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 he deeps far, far away into the sacred grove to rest, eternal rest. My people, a larynx is broken, a microphone is mute, master crafter of sophos and notes, is called. Alas, here we gather on the national canopy of mourners, pelting stones at death, asking, Ejakojo is gone, so who sings the dirge for the dirge singer?
Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for poet Oswell the poet. Good evening. My name is Andy Dusty, and I welcome you to the vigil. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much. That's right. That's more like it. That's more like it.
Yo.
Ladies and gentlemen, please give it up for your MCs from TV3, Nana Kojoado, and from Onia TV, Ohima Echampoma. Please, a big round of applause for your hosts.
Thank you so much, Andy. Good evening, Ghana. Good evening, Ghana. Independence Square, I can't hear you. I said, good evening, Ghana. Thank you all so much for coming out tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, we're glad to have you here, but we are here for one reason, and one reason it is to celebrate an icon, a true legend, a Ghanaian treasure, a global superstar, Charles Kwadwofosu, Daddy Lumba. So tonight, distinguished people, it is called the National Candle Vigil Night, and we are going to celebrate this icon in solemn and unity. And that's the reason why we're here. Once again, my name is Nana Kwadwoado, and tonight I'm here with the one and only
Ohima Echampoma. Just like Nana mentioned, Mifronia TV. Enti no se me mwaba beshem ha no me mobibia akwaba na senya yeshem ha se no na yenim se yenua bema ye papa ye dwumtini ba ko ayefa ni ni agro eye Charles Kwadwofosu ninti ene yabaha enti si ehiem ha se no na ye mobibia akwaba biem na afei ankasa ena dwumadie no ye de ehihye so enti nana se ne de wo mo a ehwe ye ewo fie ene wo mo a ehye mu ha kwa ba fontentan no so a e ya de adwumadie yi e fa na etwaguo ewo ha e bia na obi hye ye no ohu ba bi potin a ye wa ye wo Independence Square enti no wo fie na unya ya abeba enka echi bomodin a ne be pie mu eha biem ye mo obi bia akwa ba biem yes.
So you're still on Joy Prime Television. The Candlelight Vigil for Daddy Lumba is still ongoing. Earlier on, you saw performances Thomas Yorsing and poet Oswald Okaite, and there are more coming up. And you also saw Andy Dusty on there, warming up the crowd of the audience there. Let's come in here and let me pick your thoughts, Nanedu. So you've seen the performances. You've seen the one from the Triumphant Choir. You've seen the poet's performance, and then that of Reverend Thomas Yorsing. Your take on that?
I think it is a good performance, but I want to see most of the artists singing his songs.
Yeah.
Like the gospel artists, yes. Gospel artists should perform Lumba's gospel songs, like, you know, Mesum Jesus and the staffs. They should be performing those kind of songs from Daddy Lumba on the stage. And the high life artists should also perform his normal song that we've been seeing in recent times. That is one thing that a lot of people remember about Daddy Lumba. So we want to see male performers singing about song that Lumba brought out 20, 15, 25 years ago. That is what most Ghanaians want to watch today at Independence Square.
Lawyer, on our screens we can see something happening. That is, can you explain that to us?
Yes, it is the pouring of libation.
Okay.
You know, for us, death is part of life, because life can never be complete without the end of it, and that is death. And whenever we are doing anything with reference to the death, we invoke them by pouring libation to their ancestors. First of all, thanking them for receiving him over there, asking them to protect him, and then asking them to protect us too. what is happening there is no different from what a pastor would do. This is the African version of...
Are you sure about that?
Please, there is no difference. We have...
Are you sure about that?
Yes, we have prayer and libation.
Yeah.
Both amount to a communication between the seen and the unseen.
Yeah.
It's as simple as that. And it tells you in both libation and prayer, the sin, that is the physical, the person, makes you know that we are helpless without them. And it is they who protect us, and it is they who provide for us, and it is they who will sustain us.
So assuming the person who is dead is a Christian, is that not conflict of beliefs and practices in this case?
No, because the moment you transit to the other side, you lose the dense body. And once the dense body is gone, if you were Ewe on earth here, you are no more Ewe. You are spiritual. Now you are everything. So your language is not restricted to one language. And if you are a Christian, you are not restricted to the Bible alone. Any form of communication you understand. And our elders believe that whether you never tasted alcohol like my mother who died some 3 weeks ago, or you were a drunkard, we can invoke you with the pouring of libation. Once you get there, you get to know how to taste alcohol.
Wow. Now, this is culture. Yeah. It is part of us as a people. It is tradition, and it's happening right now at the Black Star Square. Assuming, I don't know Lumba's religious orientation and his beliefs.
Oh, he was a Christian.
Okay, but assuming the person was a staunch Christian who doesn't really believe in some of these things, is it right for us to perform them when they are dead, during their vigil, their funerals?
I doubt, he doesn't believe in this. I'm sure some of the family members may be aware about this kind of things going on, and they sanction it to be happening on the vigil night. So I'm not really surprised seeing this there. And most of the times it happens in most events and funeral grounds and stuff. So I'm not really surprised about this one. And I'm sure pastors will also come pray and stuff. So I'm sure it's part of our life. Once you were a Ghanaian, you've been seeing this around in a period of time. And so people are comfortable with this kind of thing. So I'm not really surprised things like this is going on.
Lawyer, let's talk about one particular thing about Daddy Lumba, his death in recent times. A few days ago, we've seen some negative stories online about him. Some people saying he owed them some cars and cash. And I mentioned Manfred, Dr. Manfred, who is the CEO of Joy Daddy Bitters, mentioned that Lumba owed him Tundra and then cash. And there are other stories bandying around on social media. Is that right at this time, culturally?
Culturally, I like it saying culturally. You see, there is this Latin maxim, de mortus nihil nisi bonum.
Oh.
Speak not but well of the dead. In every society, the moment someone dies, you have no right to speak ill of that person in public.
Really?
Never. You see, the Latin maxim is Roman, and that's more than about 2,000 years ago.
Okay.
White people said that you don't have any right to speak in public about the negative side of a human being. That's the reason why when somebody dies, we meet, eulogizing him. We tell the good side of him. Oh, how he passed this exam, how he helped me this way, that way. It could be that the very person making references to the good side of this man was someone who had been hurt, especially a previous wife or something. You don't say that in public. And in fact, to deepen it more, even when you make your own will, and you state in it how certain people have offended you. Let's say your wife committed adultery. As a result, you are not giving her anything in the will. One of your children stole your money, so you disown him. When the time comes for the will to be read, the registrar of the court will be the first to open it.
Right.
Read through whether you have not made any defamatory statement against anyone. Before everybody will get to know. Say, even you crossing to the other side, you are not supposed to defame anybody here. And then you, the living too. If somebody who is dead now ever offended you, you are not supposed to say it. If he owed you tundra and all those things, nothing wrong about that. We all owe. But you should have resolved the problem before he died. Otherwise, you still have the right to go to the family members, but never to make a public statement. It is a sin against the dead. And anyone who does that is somebody who doesn't know our culture. We speak well only of the dead.
Lawyer, what are the consequences of doing that?
The consequences?
Yes.
Oh, the consequences, one of them is what we are saying now. We are teaching him, and through that, others too are learning. The second is that it amounts to a desecration of the dead. And when it is a desecration of the dead, it means you have offended the dead. I want to end here. I don't want to go far.
But some have also said that by saying the other side, the negative side of the person who is dead, we are teaching people to refrain from those attitudes. Don't you think that is...
No, that is against our culture. Our culture has already taken a position.
Yes.
I remember many years ago, our church went for a convention, and on one of the days, we were supposed to do a debate whether being married or single, which one is good in the eyes of God. The first book, Genesis, stated that God created marriage. Yeah. So there is no way you can compare anything below marriage to marriage. And we stopped it. Yeah. So our position culturally is that it is wrong to speak ill of the dead. No one can tilt it this way or that way. And that is what we must learn.
Lawyer, they say culture is dynamic. It changes. Is it not high time maybe it changed to the other side? So if we are celebrating somebody, we also hit on the negatives. People can learn something from that.
You're right. You see, in our culture, we have something called amamre and amane. You see, the amamre. And that is the amamre. And then when it comes to the amane, these are the features of the
Should it
culture.
Not change?
No, certain things must change. Others must not.
Does this not reek of hypocrisy? Because
not hypocrisy.
You know the person lived a certain lifestyle which is not palatable, but you come out to eulogize the person and say all the nice things, but sometimes they even lie.
You need to say it when the person is alive.
To make
you said when he's alive or two. Yeah. We are not saying don't say it at all. Yeah. Say it at the appropriate place. He has a family. Oh, many people when they die, their lawyers or family members publish in the newspapers that Yawanoche Frimpong is dead. Anybody who was indebted to him or anybody who is indebted to him should come forward. Okay. That is the right thing to do. So even the family itself expects that. But it is not a matter of waiting for Yawanoche Frimpong to die. Then you come and sit here and he said that he owed me this, he did that, he did that. For us as Africans, we believe it is a desecration of the dead. And I started by even making reference to the Roman world, where they said, "Demotus nihil nisi bonum." You speak well of the dead, otherwise you shut up.
I think the issue is all about speaking it in public. That is where the issue is. When you meet the family, I gave him a tundra, I did this, I did that. Maybe one of the family members, or they will try to find solution to it. But to speak it out, this is a legend, a proper legend of our industry. You don't need to speak things like this out for people to know things that is not good about him.
Okay.
Let me add something very important. You do not say anything about a man when the person is not there to defend himself. Even in court, as lawyers. When you are in court and the other lawyer is not in court, all that the judge will do is to take a date and take some costs against it, punitive costs against it. But the moment you try to make certain statement, the judge will tell you that you can't do that in the absence of your colleague. So whenever one person is not there to defend himself, you don't make negative comments about him. But when it is positive, he doesn't need to defend anything positive, so you can say it.
All right, so we're still having the discussion here while the vigil is ongoing at the Black Star Square. This is in honor of Daddy Lumba, high life legend, and he was very instrumental in our music space. Today he's gone to the Makra, and we are celebrating his life, his legacy, and his works. Nanadu, has Ghana celebrated Daddy Lumba enough?
Wow. I think yes. We've celebrated him enough.
We have.
I don't think there is any musician in this country, Ghanaians love him much more than Daddy Lumba.
Yeah.
So that alone speaks a lot about Daddy Lumba and the way Ghanaians really love him. Maybe the government or the creative space, that is where people raise questions. We did not even honor him that much. But at least Ghanaians have really...
He was the first person to have won the Artist of the Year
99
at Ghana Music Awards. That was in 2000.
Yeah.
Yes, the first person. And I think the same year he also won the Song of the Year also, yeah. And he's won a number of times. He won other awards given to him by the state. Even recently, last year, he won an award from former President Akufo-Addo. So, yeah, maybe I think I should agree with you that he'd been celebrated, but was it enough? Was it, as we are seeing now, the buzz and the attention and everything, does it match up to that? That is for a discussion. I don't know if Lawyer has anything to say to that, whether we've been able to celebrate Daddy Lumba enough while he was alive.
While he was alive,
yeah,
I believe we did celebrate him. At least you can't spend 24 hours talking about one person.
Yes.
But the fact that people liked him, sometimes I say things and well, I believe that's what also makes me popular. Things people do not want to say.
You say that?
No, the other ethnic groups, whether they are Bono or Fanti, or they really don't like the Ashantis. That is a fact. But the truth is that this was an Ashanti man. Everybody liked him. The moment you are an Ashanti man, you are rich. Or the moment you wear this, the moment everything. They talk the negatives about Ashanti. This was an Ashanti man who was able to captivate the attention of everyone in the country.
Yeah.
Exceptional. And that is why I believe he stands out and he is a son of everybody. Everybody liked him. Everybody liked him. And that is enough celebration for him.
There is a conversation. Okay.
I think where the nation will have to come in, we need to have a national museum where something about Daddy Lumba will be shown there. The young guys, when they move there, they know there's something about Daddy Lumba.
Like a National Hall of Fame.
Let's
say a high life. In fact, if it is a National High Life Hall of Fame, so that people like this,
all high life musicians,
for all high life musicians.
How about having a music hall of fame in general, a museum for all musicians in Ghana, for example?
Because our genre is high life.
I think in this country we are not really good in that. From an entertainment angle, politician, sports. When you go to Europe, it's normal there. We move to Real Madrid, their museum, things about Alfredo Di Stefano, Cristiano Ronaldo, and the stuff. You see it there.
Yeah.
When you come to this country, something about Daddy Lumba, we need to find it somewhere.
Okay.
Something about, A.B. Crensel, you need to find it somewhere. Something about George Darko, the guitar. Something about him, we need to find it somewhere. Either Musica, Gamo, any of them. Something about our creative. That is what most Ghanaians want to see. So we are not good in that aspect. Having a proper museum for our legend. Something we can go there. At least this was from Daddy Lumba. This was his first set he went at the Ghana Music Award. This is something that he used to perform with. We need to have something like this in our museum.